Hey guys, this is Will here from the Running Injury Free Revolution. So in this video I'm going to be talking to you about trying to turn your weaknesses into strengths. And I'm going to be drawing upon this in terms of assessing risk. So every person or every runner will have a little area that they find more painful or to cause more symptoms than others. And I'll be telling you strategies that you can try and turn those areas of weakness into an area of strength. So first of all, I'm just going to draw upon what is our neutral position as a human being. Our neutral position is our feet, hip width apart, feet facing forwards, nice and straight through the hips, straight up through the thoracic area, through the chest, head up straight, shoulders down, arms by your side. Now if you think about it from a professional perspective, when you start to deviate away from this position when performing a task, you're at risk of injury, and it's the exact same with running. So when you see people run, in the latter stages they start to hyperflex through the knees, hyperflex through the hips. They start to bend forwards through the chest, they start to overstride and sink through the hips. There's a lot of things that start to happen, and that's when the injuries are caused. So in a previous video we talked about keeping a toolkit, and that can try and help you to prevent against that. But as well as that, you want to try and draw upon what your areas are where you get the most pain and try and break it down in three ways. So always look at it in terms of movement, from a strengthening perspective, and also from a myofascial and muscle release perspective. So for me, during my 50 marathons, I struggle with my adductors, my groin. And what I found was they'd start to get really tight in that second half. What I was doing was, instead of keeping my legs hip width apart, I started to run on the same plane. So I was sinking a little bit through the hips, and doing that combined with running on the same plane caused that tightness through there. So from a movement perspective, what I focused on doing was ensuring that I was staying out the hips to reduce that pressure, and that was keeping them hip width apart. That I relaxed my lower body and I was creating movement using my body position, so using gravity, and that helped me to straight away from a technical perspective keep that pain at bay. I also then looked at strengthening my adductors and doing a lot of work to enable that strength to be there, so I wasn't getting those imbalances when I ran. And then I also looked at releasing around the whole area, so I devised a trail that released up through there and created that length, so I wasn't getting tight through that central part of my body. So those three things helped me to prevent against those weaknesses and those pains that I was getting and turn them into a strength rather than the weakness. So you've got to look at your performance from that basis. If you're training for a half, a full marathon, even a 5k, even a 10k, you'll find areas where you'll get more pain than in others. And you have to look at them in those three ways, from a movement perspective, strengthening perspective, and a release perspective, and look at the ways to try and counter that so they become a strength. So as a runner, try and look at your areas of weakness, try and evaluate that, and look forwards to try and create them into becoming an area of strength. So that's my tip for today, guys. This is Will from the Running Injury Free Revolution. Please check us out at www.rifrev.com.